I don't know why it does that. Anyway, we are live. We are here. Hello, everybody. I
Hi.
see we got a Rune Hammer, a Glee, and the same guy that's in the stream with me. So there you go. All right. So speaking of, we do have Mr. Blaze with us here today from the one and only Ishanikon World Shapers, also known as the smallest free game in existence.
I'm trying my hardest. Every day I add a new feature, but it's never enough.
They're actually online for this one. Look at there. It's Mr. Peasantry. That's the guy who's going to be playing Nuts in a couple of weeks. How about that?
Zachary. He's a great guy. Like his tabletop RPG is hilarious.
I haven't got to
recommend
play
it.
it yet. I'm excited to because he is a funny guy and the artwork looks hilarious. So I'm
And you
assuming
are a funny guy.
the game itself is probably a trip.
The only thing I will never forgive the game is that it forced me to play as a flat earther. I just had to roll that. I'm the only one in the group that can read and write. And the next roll makes me into a flat earther. You would think that, the education. But whatever.
That's good though. So anyway, today let's see. We go over what we got on the board. You already know there's an audiobook for Bashcom in the works. Here is Mr. Blaze's thing. Now, if you're wondering why Remnant is floating there, it's because me and Blaze have been planning on streaming a playthrough of Remnant 2. Correct me if I'm wrong, Blaze, but you've already played through it, right?
Yes, I love Remnant 1 and Remnant 2. They're probably my favorite Souls-like games. They're so fun.
Okay. All right. So I played the first one, and I have a love-hate relationship with it because I thought the story opened up so cool. Like there was so much potential, and then it just didn't seem to go anywhere. And I think the point was you were supposed to play the game over and over and over and over again. And I was like, well, I'm not doing that. So, but it was very fun to play, and now I'm excited to have somebody to play the second one with, because that seemed like where it shined was in the multiplayer side of everything. Homie was reading the wrong literature. So we don't know when we're going to start that. We had the idea a while back, but we held off because I was like, well, I'm getting a new computer, so let's wait till I get that one and can actually run the game decently. So matter of fact, Blaze himself got him a new computer too, so we're both on shiny new rigs. So
now I can actually stream games because my old gaming PC, it wasn't bad, but it has that nasty tendency to sometimes crash randomly, which is not the best if you're trying to stream a game.
Okay.
Yeah, but I like the new one. It's a good boy.
Yeah. Me and Glee both got some new rigs. They're very nice. So that's that. And then not this Saturday, but next Saturday, we're going to be playing Nuts in the Tales from Elsewhere world. Our friend Peasantry ttrpg will be there, as will Peter from Tales from Elsewhere, of course, and DM Tales from DM Tales. I think that's his channel name. So that'll be fun. I am still unsure if it's going to be on my channel or Peter's. I'm trying to decide where it would be more beneficial, because it's to get his Kickstarter here. One last little hurrah, go sign up for it before it goes live. So I don't know. Maybe we'll just stream everywhere. But as far as Blaze looks exactly how I imagined him. Well,
that's why I just left.
So Moss and Stone
Good,
goals.
I guess.
Yeah. Moss and Stone goals for today. I finally figured out what to do with the Otter, so I am excited to show that with you. It's a real simple solution, not much to it, but I think it'll work really good. We'll go over all the sammiches that I made offline, off screen, and then we're just going to kind of touch on Whisper Stones for a little bit, because you guys were throwing ideas at me left and right, which very good, thank you very much. But then we also had a bunch of other just kind of pulling from what existed, so we have enough. It's just a boring spot of me filling out tables, so we're not going to do that online. And then we're actually going to do some work on the predator abilities because I only have a handful, and even then, some of them were like, well, can it do this? Can it do that? They're in the air, and I think Blaze will enjoy that part. So,
yeah, I'm here to generate ideas.
yes. All right. So,
are they good ideas? We will see.
That's what playtesting's for. Let's see. Where is the otter? Otter. So, this is all I did. If you remember, a while back, we were really wanting to have him do something engineer related with tools and stuff because otters will kind of do that in real life. They'll use rocks and whatnot as tools. But we weren't sure because Tinker Tools were still in development. And then by the time we made the Tinker Tools, we had an inclination that already could give you 2 Tinker Tools instead of just the 1. So we wasn't sure. So this is what I ended up going with because they have all their underwater stuff, but that's very conditional. Like you could run a whole game with no water encounters. So that would not feel very good. Whereas you get this one, Natural Engineer, and this functions essentially just like the jury rigging and Tales from Elsewhere. It works like the Crafter and Nuts, and I bet you there's something in World Shapers that works like this too. So when you're not in combat, you may use surrounding objects to construct a makeshift device of your choice. If the GM approves of your item, you just roll 2d6. You successfully create your item on a 4+. Now this, I think that's like a 75% chance. That's kind of up in the air as far as how difficult we want to make this. But if you fail, you may not try again during that scene. So you can't just do it over and over and over and over. And be warned, though, these devices typically don't last long and are prone to breaking after usage. I didn't want to just say it's a one-use thing. I kind of wanted to leave it a little fuzzy. So it's like, oh, yeah, you made this really makeshift rope instead of it just automatically breaking. It's like, you might get the rest of your party down where you needed that rope or up, or you might just get one. Like, we'll roll and see how it goes. Does YouTube even have a multi-stream option? I don't think so. Tinker Tools plus
So
Tinker
people are complaining that I don't speak like a German. Maybe I should try to speak like the people of my country.
You gotta use some German words that have a lot of in it.
And now you're putting me. I don't have that much practice with a fake German accent.
A fake German accent?
I only have my real German accent, which is for German standards. I'm pretty good at English. It's mostly because I just watch stuff on English. Like almost my entire free time is in English. But okay, sorry, I don't want to derail the stream.
No, actually, I was wondering. So I heard that like native German speakers, the R's in English. So like if you were to say red roses, they say red roses. Is that just a bunch of baloney or
red roses?
Yeah,
okay. I think it would be red roses if I go full German.
Interesting.
I just try to imagine like the word how it's written, but then I pronounce it in German. It would be red roses.
Yeah.
Red roses.
Interesting. Well, there you go. Maybe he sounds more German now. I had to teach the German man how to sound German. That makes sense.
Are you not entertained? Sorry, it's like difficult. I'm switching back to my normal English. Kara works in English all the time. Still have a thicker accent than Blaze here.
All right. Let's look at some sammiches. Where are my sammiches? All right. So, for those of you who may not remember, sandwiches are pretty much replacing potions, but they're going to function a little differently. The effect you get from a sandwich will last all day. So no sandwiches like you just heal 2 strikes, because that's not really an effect that can last all day. There will be different items for that. We also removed the idea of potions because it was supposed to be less magical of a world minus the Whisper Stones. All right, so these are in no particular order. I know I had tables 1, 2, and 3, but you can even see my note. They still need reordered. But honestly, I don't think it matters what order they're in, because maybe it's still the sickness talking, but correct me, math people, if I'm wrong. you have the same odds of getting all of these. So like, right?
What decides on which table do you roll?
So you would roll a d3 or just a d6 and divide by 2, right? So that determines the table, and then you roll another d6 to see which one you get on the table. So it's not like they're scaling as far as potency goes, because it's not like this is a +2, this is a +3. So I don't think
ice
there's
cream sandwich.
heck
What
yeah.
kind of technological level are we talking about here?
So let's take it from the top. So we have the moss hoagie. Bad terrain means nothing to you. No matter how bad it gets, you can always move at normal speed. And if you're in a forest or woodsy area and moss is present, you can move twice as fast. Now, this was kind of a redo of what we originally had, because Jacob was really leaning towards this being a hex crawl type of game. So it's like, oh, this can help you get across multiple tiles. And it's like, I wanted something that would be used everywhere. So I changed it. Now it works if you're like in a combat or whatever. And if you're on the map and if you are playing a hex crawl, it's like, oh, well, if you go across 2 forest tiles, you can just twice as fast, right? And so it should work both ways. Then we have Deep Fried Delight. Once per encounter, you belch at the top of your lungs as though it were a war cry. Each enemy that fails to roll a 4+ on a 1d6 cannot take any actions for that round. So you just kind of freeze them all in place with your disgusting belch. A Bug Sandwich grants a boon to a single thing of your choice, and that's... I don't think it was a potion in vanilla EZD6, but it was an ability for the bard type of class. He had this perk. It's just like, pick one very specific thing, and you have a boon to that. So that's how that works. A Pepper Panini. Whenever you bite a creature, they burn. Failing miraculous saves will result in 1 strike. And then a Euro, you can turn karma into hero dice at half the cost, and I think it's 6 karma for 1 hero die. I could be wrong, so now it'd be 3. Champion Sandwich, you can reroll a failed miraculous save once per attempt, which may not sound too great if you don't know how ZD6 works, but that's pretty darn nice.
What kind of ingredients does a champion sandwich have?
That's up to you, because I don't know.
So it's basically your favorite food. Got
it. Oh, you could call it favorite Sammy. There you go. My favorite sandwich.
That would be adorable.
Let's see. A fruit sando. Yeah, I actually learned what a fruit sando was when I was making this, and now I really want one.
What is the fruit sando?
It's a Japanese sandwich, but like it's basically dessert. It's a sweet bread. I think it's kind of like shortcake or something.
Thing with cream and fruit in there?
Yeah.
I've seen videos
whipped cream,
of those.
basically. So it looks good. I'm catching up on the chat here. I gotta get a Reuben or Italian in there. Can Bug Sandwich become Bag Stack? You mean make it sound similar to the funny game Bug Snacks? Maybe. It is the same chance. It's flat and not a bell curve. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The hero ability is juicy. Let's see, what was it? You turn karma. Yeah. So hero dice, if you've missed it, so we're gonna have these monsters in here, the moss monsters / hollow tongues, and I'm kind of blanking, but there was, what was it? I don't think you could use karma on them. They're a rare monster and they're supposed to be super dangerous, so you can't use karma, but you can use hero dice. So like you want to kind of pocket your hero dice and wait till you save them for that unfortunate encounter with the moss monster. Let's see. Holler and Habanero Hoagie, you can take an extra attack action in combat each turn, but must roll 1d6 when doing so. Rolling a 1 will result in 1 strike to yourself.
Ooh, the barbarian sandwich.
Yeah. Ice Cream Sandwich, get 3 extra hero dice. If you do not use them by the end of the day, they go away.
Because the ice cream melts.
Yeah, there you go. Egg Sandwich, gain 2 strikes for the day. Fruit Sando, gain 1 extra karma on failures. So if you have the inclination that does it already, now you are getting 3 karma on your failures, which is a bahoogle. Is a very technical term. A Fish Sandwich, you can speak with aquatic creatures. peanut butter and jelly. Any hero dice you spend this day are returned the next day.
Imagine if you could just, whenever you eat something in real life, you can now communicate with that. It's like, oh, I've eaten a chicken sandwich, and now the chickens are starting to talk to me about dark gods that are going to consume us all.
It's like, hey, I just ate your brother. Now I can communicate with you. Sorry about that. Ghost pepper stack. Your attacks always hit, but you cannot be healed until the following day. This means you will recover no strikes your first night of resting after eating the sandwich. The mushroom melt. If you are brought to 0 strikes, you instantly jump back up with 1 strike returned. Only works once. So I believe there's a 5e ability for half orcs. Something like that. Kind of the same way. You go down and pop right back up.
The Juggernaut in Dragon World Shapers.
Okay, let's say I don't know all 10 million combinations you have. I'm sorry.
Didn't you say that my game is the smallest free indie
It's the
tabletop
smallest,
RPG out there? Why don't you know all the options if it's that small?
You got me. I am just stopping by to say hi to my favorite squirrel on YouTube. Well, thanks, man, but you cannot stick around. Well, the good news is the stream sticks around even after we're done, so you can catch back up later. And Glee
so
needs
all my embarrassing moments will be there forever on the internet.
Ever. There was a comic with that pitch. All right. So where was I? Froggy Flatbread. You are immune to poisons and diseases for the day. Sneaky Slider. I'm not sure about this one. It seems kind of lame. Gain a boon to all sneaky and stealth tasks because there's probably some inclinations for that anyway, but I guess you could have that to be extra sneaky. But we also got the Clover Club, which your crits now confirm on a 5+. And then Mystery Meat grants the effects of 2 random sandwiches. Roll to determine. Effects are determined on consumption. So, also, I just realized you can't see the thing I'm looking at, Blaze. I'm in my Word document.
Yes, but I'm using the live stream to see it.
Okay, very good.
I'm
Smart
cheating.
A guy could see the history of the thing he ate. It started with him in a restaurant where he served human meat. Oh, that would be a disturbing realization. So, that is the sandwiches. I think that's pretty fun. I also think that's probably enough sandwiches. Keeps it simple. Nothing too crazy. But, so, the only way to get sandwiches are at the GM's discretion, and then there's one inclination that whenever you hit up actually, let me just find it. Chef, start with 2 sandwiches of your choice. And then when you reach a safe zone, you can make a number of random sandwiches equal to the size of that safe zone. And, safe zones are either 1, 2, or 3 in size. So you can stock up on some sandwiches. All right, now for the whispers.
You're making me hungry.
Yeah, I know. I really want one of those sandos. That sounds good. Whisper stones. Let's see, what do we got going on here? Whisper stones. So let me put this down here, and then we're gonna hop over somewhere. Right. So you can see where you guys had a lot of suggestions, a lot of good suggestions. And you'll see check marks. I was writing them down in the document. And then we were going over the ones that are already in vanilla EZD6. And this is something I still got to get with Scotty about. It's like, do you want me to reinvent the wheel here and just come up with all new things? Or is it okay to take the scrolls that exist and convert them into Whisper Stones? Dave from Grimwood Games was totally fine with us using some of his, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of his. They just need a little tweaking to fit the setting. So we have a bunch right here to work with, and that's all I was doing in here in the document. Let's see. Is just adding them in and, trying to keep up with who added what. I want to make sure people are getting credit when this thing becomes a book, but I'm not going to have names next to every little thing they did, because I feel like that would be confusing for somebody who wasn't in the know and just picking up the book to see all these weird names. So I'm thinking
put them at the end on this thank you page.
The end
or
or
something.
the beginning. Have some kind of flavor text thing like, the twice dead mage was working secretly in his lab on whisper stones and blah blah blah. Just some fun stuff like that. As the way of saying thanks to all those that participated. So all I'm doing here is just putting them all in the document. Very boring, not fun stream stuff to do. But I believe we took a count and we found out like we had a couple more than we actually needed for 36. That way we can have 6 tables of 6. So we're in good shape on Whisper Stones. They were very fun because the Whisper Stones you could just kind of cut loose. It's like, okay, we've broken all our boundaries and rules we had set in place because the Whisper Stones are the only way we have magic in this world. So they were able to do some very wild, crazy things. Like one of the Whisper Stones just makes a moss stone covered structure. So got to do some fun stuff. Greasy triple stacker. Grease drops from your pores. You cannot be grabbed or grappled. Gain a bonus with sliding down things. Dang, that's actually pretty good.
Of course, the biggest peasant invents such a gross sandwich.
I was reading that. I was like, is this something you have in your own thing? Oh, let me just throw that in here real quick. Maybe that'll replace the stealthy one. That's funny. All right. So that's that. What else did we have on here?
So you want more sandwiches?
No. We don't need more sandwiches. We just might use that one he posted to replace the stealthy one. So we're going to work on the predator abilities, which I don't think are on here anywhere, which is fine. It's totally fine. Yep. All right, so let me pull up my document here. Predator abilities. I'll just copy paste that and put it on the board somewhere. But in my fridge for sure. All right, so here's the notes I had. Blaze, good luck finding where I am on the board. But the predator abilities.
And what I think it's easier to just watch the live stream. That way I don't have to like, ooh, he's looking at that. I have to switch to the drawing board, go for that.
But then you're lagging behind.
There's a trick. If you watch it at twice the speed, you get pretty close to the actual. The delay is far smaller on YouTube.
I didn't even know you could do that with live streams. Interesting.
Yes. Of course, after a few seconds, it stops working because you reach the present, but it's really helpful in reducing that gap.
Delay.
And I highly recommend doing that for anyone who is watching live stream. Just watch it at twice the speed for a few seconds. If that's too much, okay, go for like 1.5 and boom. But okay, enough about
pro streaming strats. Anyway, so the predator thing here, the way that works is when combat starts, and the round, you're at the top of the round. Normally in EZD6, it's players automatically go first, and then enemies, all the enemies go, unless some special conditions. And this one, we're gonna have a predator roll at the beginning of each round. So when combat starts, whichever player has the highest predator rating will make their predator roll, and same thing for the enemies. And then whoever wins that roll not only gets to go first, or their whole side gets to go first, they will also gain access to their predator abilities for that round. And then each round you will re-roll to see who wins. So predator abilities are just like a little extra oomph for the players to do things. Like this one, when landing the finishing blow with a melee attack, you can restore 1 strike, suggesting that you eat them or something. And you can see my question there, like, do we want this to be a limited number of times? One can just straight up let you attack twice. One can be a temporary strike, just one extra layer of protection. And then Blaze actually had a suggestion for one called Only Blood, which acts first. You act first and deal extra damage for just the first round. So, not sure how that would work in the EZD6 world, but I wrote it down.
I've been reading the rules a bit. So apparently it's just the players go first and then the enemies go right with the initiative.
Yep, all players. And then players determine which one of them goes first and all that. So
maybe you are forced to be the first one to act, and it's more of a downside for you get the extra damage.
But you have to move
because
first.
it takes away its tactical flexibility.
Interesting. Okay. So let's put this.
So maybe it's something like a guaranteed crit on the first turn in exchange for that.
You must be the first person to act, or we'll say first player to act. But you deal +1 damage on your attacks. And then we'll put in question marks here. First round only. I don't know why we do that, but we wrote it down for a reason. All right, so there's one.
The text is really small.
I made it bigger. Okay. You gotta catch up, man. Put it on 3 times speed.
You made it. Okay, I should have. I was so slow. It's time for quadruple speed.
There we go. All right. So what? Excuse me. What are some other things we can do? I mean, I don't have a number I'm trying to hit. Obviously, if it lands on some kind of increment of 3 or 6 for random rolling. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't know.
So the idea is these are pure combat capabilities, right?
Yeah, this is a thing that only happens in combat. So.
Okay. Let me take a look at what you already have so I can start exploring other options. See hidden trigger, 1 count, intimidate, lock in. Maybe the opposite of a taunt, like 2Q to attack or something, so that the enemies cannot attack you specifically for an entire round.
Oh. Yeah, more like a hide ability or disappear.
Oh, that.
Or if you're a skunk, you let one rip.
Yeah.
I like that. So let's do that. We'll say.
Okay.
Let her rip. Combat starts. You smell really bad, and nobody wants to hit you. Well, okay. So the only thing here I'm wondering, because if you had a really high predator roll and were constantly winning, you just never take damage. I guess unless you're the only one on the battlefield.
Yeah, you could say something. If this doesn't work, if you're the only living target or something.
Yeah. Let's see. You smell really bad. Nobody wants to hit you. Enemies will target everyone else first, which means if there's nobody else left, we could also say it only works for 1 round or 2 or 3, but we'll leave it there. Let her rip.
Then painful strike. Your enemy rolls with boons for 1 or more rounds.
Your enemy rolls with a boon? You're helping
and then sorry, boon, a bane.
Yeah. Well, we have force an enemy to focus. Intimidate forces enemies to roll with 1 bane when attacking you, if they're close. Which I wasn't sure.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I think I like Intimidate 2.0 better. It just kind of, you terrify them and then they just kind of get locked in place. Because, let me check my specializations here. I think there's a job that does the other thing. I think it's the beaver.
Especially like the current Intimidate version would be a weaker version of you cannot be targeted at all. Oh, just with the only exception if you're the only target, and which, quite frankly, at that point, I'm not sure if you're really that intimidating anymore.
Yeah. So the swarmer, the bug swarmer specialization, you can send your bugs to swarm around a single enemy. So long as the swarm stays on them, they will attack with a bane. So that's kind of what the other Intimidate does, is why I was kind of staying away from it. So, but that does get everybody instead of one. I'm going to lean towards 2.0, I think. So,
I've got another idea. Assessing the battlefield. You skip a turn, but on the next turn you roll with boons and you deal twice the damage.
ooh, we're getting kind of bard-like. I like that. Giving everybody a buff. You could give
No,
them.
I meant in the sense of like you skip a turn and then you get the bonus. But of course, we could also turn it into a support feature. You skip your turn, but somebody else get the bonus, and now we have two options.
Yeah.
I do it later, or my ally does it now.
Ooh, man. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Make them different colors here. Let's see. Well, like battlefield specialist or something. I don't know. Name's not important. Assess the battlefield. You may not attack the first round. Do we want to give the boon to everybody or just you?
Like I say, I suggest we do two versions. One of them affects an ally of yours in this round, and the other only affects you in the next round. And yes, a cooperative one is slightly stronger to push cooperative strategies.
How about this? Assess the battlefield. You may not attack the first round. Starting in the second round, either you or a player of your player of your choice will receive a boon to their attacks for the entirety of that combat. So you could just keep skipping your turn and giving everybody boons, just boom, 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 so long as you're winning the predator roll. And also, that's, you cannot attack. There's other things you could be doing, like if you have items to share or something.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Background character. You take a highly trained stance that makes you appear uninteresting, ineffective, and utterly useless. Enemies will ignore you. Dude. Isn't tripping. Since you're the predator, could have a gap closing ability. Perhaps it works better when enemies move away from you, or better when they are afraid of you. Veteran of the Woodland could be a nice name for the one that only affects you. Ooh, yeah. That's good, too. Let's see. Closing the gap. Do we have... I don't think I have anything for that. Okay. Yeah, what's a fun name for closing the gap? Close the gap, I guess.
Charge.
Yeah. Charge. Predator leap. I don't know. There's some stuff in there. Of course, I forget how the ranges work in EZD6. It's like near, far, something. Let's see. I gotta go find it. ttrpgs, material, EZD6.
there you are. May I type my ideas in the background?
Yeah.
So,
that's why you're on the
how do
board.
Okay, copy paste.
All right, let's see.
Oh, I mean, now that you're done, I might as well say it. A hidden salamander. If you don't get targeted for one round, you have a guaranteed crit on your next round.
Ooh.
Reference to a hidden dragon, crouching tiger. Oh, we get hidden salamander, crouching cat or something.
Let's see. Crit rule, lost strikes. How far can I move? Any action within 30 feet is considered near and can be reached within a turn. An interaction farther than 30 feet will take a run action from the player and is referred to as far. Difficult terrain. Long distances can be quite varied. It's Glenn. What's going on, man? Best of luck with the brainstorming. I gotta get ready for work. Excited for our game next weekend, Scrat. Me too. And I will see you later, man. I'm excited to see what half-dead old man character you come up with. Alright, so... I guess that's it on distances, which is fine. I like the simplicity. So... let's say... oh wait, I already had it typing up over here.
Do you write crouching? I'm pretty sure this is wrong.
Oh yeah, that's fine. If you are not targeted, and you can crit on your next turn. It's pretty cool. What was I gonna do here?
The problem is if I write stuff down, I can't listen to you or read the chat. So I think I'm just gonna keep the ideas in my mind.
Oh no!
And tell you when you are done typing.
If the enemy is far or behind rough terrain. Well, apparently I can't spell either. Or behind rough terrain, you can close the distance for free. Just rush in. When using this ability, to close the distance, you will gain 1 on your attack. That's cool. So it's like a reason to rush in there.
Then
let's see. The bear range now counts as 60 feet for you. That way, double how much you can reach without using the run action. Oh, yeah, the near range. I see what you're saying. That might be a better way to explain it. Going busy, Scrat. Have some more updates I need to do on the draft for Clever Cool Crazy. But I'm running my first Zero to Hero campaign with it, starting and keep on the Borderlands. So, is Zero to Hero a setting? I see that it's capitalized. That makes me think it's something. Or was that part of Clever Cool Crazy? Because it's not ringing a bell. I did get to play Clever Cool Crazy, and it's pretty interesting. I think, yeah, we were playing in a Fallout setting. And I was that the one where I was a ghoul? And that's right, I was a weak, crippled ghoul who swore up and down he was a super mutant. And I convinced somebody to put me in the Fat Man launcher, and I just rode the nuke out there. And in September, DM Tales and one of his friends, Grimwood Games, hey, I know those people, and Elder Goblin Games, I know that guy too, and I are going to do a Babylon 5 one-shot with Clever Cool Crazy.
Oh yeah, I saw you advertise that one in the Avenue Studios Discord channel. And he was like, "Are there any Babylon 5 fans?" And I'm like, "I've never watched this stuff. I'm sorry. I'm not the target audience for the game."
Zero to heroes going from first level to highest level in the game system. Okay. All right. I was thinking it was something like that, but then I just wasn't sure. So that's a lot. Very interesting. That'll be cool. I wasn't invited to this game, but that's fine. I'm not going to call you out or anything on the stream like I just did, so it's fine. Yes, you made an amazing Fat Boy launched Fallout Ghoul. I did. Super mutant. He was fun. I love the Fallout universe. It's so good. All right. Hidden Salamander, Crouching Cat. If you are not targeted for a round, you can crit on your next turn. Ooh. All right. I'm going to put that in red so I know it's you. You seem to like the color red.
I mean, my favorite color is actually yellow, but...
Ew, that's my least favorite color.
What?
Yeah, I hate the color yellow. It's the worst. I actually was,
joking?
And we still have room at the table? I was invited? Oh, well, I don't want to go. Sorry. When is it? That sounds like a long commitment. I'm going to have to go look. Jeez. I might have just got myself in trouble. Dang it. Anyway. What else you got, please?
I'm thinking about maybe like a funny fourth wall breaking one, but the first question is, do you even want something like that in your game? And the second question is, how exactly would we do that mechanically?
Well, as far as wanting it, it depends on how much it does. So, Tuesday, September 16th, 8:30 Eastern time. That's that sinful time zone. That's 7:30 p.m. in the real time zone.
I'm pretty sure if any time zone is the real time zone, it's the one that is marked at 0, so the British one. And I'm the closest one to the British one, so
Yeah. All right, fine. You got me. Let's just all go to metric time and really confuse everybody.
There's no such thing as metric.
Yes.
We're using the same time system.
Yes, there is a 10-hour clock.
Really? Huh. I guess it wouldn't be 10 hours then, because something else.
No, they're still called hours. They're just a different, what do you call that, increment or whatever. So
I mean,
it's a metric hour with metric minutes and metric seconds, and it's great. But don't ask me how to explain it because it's very confusing.
It does make kind of sense, you know. It's easier to calculate 10, but
would Las Vegas be Sin City time? Exactly, it would. Also, apparently September 15th is Twice Dead Mage's birthday, so make sure everybody remembers that. Actually, I think that's when's my brother's birthday? It's around that time. Dang it. I should know that. I wrote an alternate history timeline that went to a 10-base time scale. Well, there you go. There you go. Metric time. It's fine. All right. A fourth wall breaking ability. Like, what do you want it to do? Or, like, what's the flavor you're thinking here?
Like, the first thing I'm thinking is, maybe we could go the co-narrator run from Mechanic and Wall Shapers. When you fail a roll, you can turn back time, and your character will know that it will fail, and you can attempt something else.
Interesting. A reroll.
Not really a reroll in the sense, because if you try it again, it will fail. But basically, it's a save from the first idea that doesn't work out. I have a whole sub archetype built around that. The co-narrator. The idea is he reads ahead in the script and he's like, "Oh, it
Yeah.
says I'm going to fail here, so I'm going to do something else."
That sounds like a cool whisper stone to use.
Yeah. I mean, it could also be magic, right?
Yeah.
Turn back time.
The French tried metric time. No one liked it. Yeah, I mean, understandable. There's swords and stones. What's up, man? Meta knowledge
Not
use.
moss and stones.
Yeah, swords and stones, moss and stones. So actually, swords and stones is the channel name, but also he has a rule set, play set thing he made, his own game, Swords and Stones, and I took a peek at it recently, and there's actually a lot of stone items in there, like healing stones and magic stones, and I think there was a time stone. Am I remembering that right? It was cool. It was neat. Anyway, but I don't know about that one. That one sounds like it might get outside the realm of what, because the predator abilities is supposed to lean more into like the animal kind of side of things, hence the name predator ability.
Okay.
So it's like you're now the more intimidating one. Like you're the predator, even though you're a mouse going up against a snake. So, um,
Ooh, maybe one. Do you have one that reflects damage back? So if you get attacked, the enemy also gets damage.
I have a counter attack. Can trigger one counter attack per round or more with Lippy. So we could flavor that one out a bit more. Like when you take damage, instead of just like you avoid damage and you get one free counter attack, we could make either change that one or make another one to where it's whenever you take damage.
We
The
could
thing
make the
hitting you
counter
takes
attack
damage.
when an attack misses you, you can damage them. And the one I thought about, which I thought more like spikes or something.
Yeah.
So that if you get attacked, if the enemy hits you, it's like
They
you're a
take a
hedgehog
damage.
or something.
Yeah.
Or we
Let's
could also go
do.
the skunk route. So I should have bitten you.
All right, let's do that. Let's say. What would you call
Just
it?
a rabbit squirrel that bites you as soon as you bite it.
Too angry to die? Is that what we call it? Too angry to die. Whenever you take damage, the creature attacking you also takes one damage. There you go. Too angry to die doesn't make sense, but like, I'm taking you with me. How about that?
Oh yeah, I'm taking you with me is a good one.
Yeah. So if they chomp you, you're just like, yeah.
Do you have? Yeah, when landing a finish on blow, your one. Okay, you already have something like that.
Yep.
So,
But I still want to keep the like you get one free counter attack per round, just an extra or combat. I think it was not round. What was it? Can trigger one counter attack per round or more with rotations like no crits. Okay, so that one needs some work. Let's
maybe mate mate for the hunt. For each additional round that pass during combat, you get one boon. So basically, the longer the combat goes on, the stronger your attacks get.
say it again.
So basically, first round, it doesn't do anything. Second round, you get a boon on all your attacks. Third round, you get 2 boons. Can you stack boons in the system?
Yes.
Yes.
And no.
So
It depends. Like
you
some
get
inclinations will say like you can't use this like the warrior gets a boon to a melee weapons. The inclination melee weapon training, it has a little note on it. It's like you can't use this if you're already trained in melee weapons. So some you can stack, some you can't.
So like this one could be a stackable one. So basically, first round it doesn't do anything. Second round you get a boon on all your attacks. Third round you get two boons on all your attacks. And so like you're just made for combat, for the hunt, and relishing in the chaos of the battlefield and all the blood and you know.
Yeah, so I'm saying thing because see, you'd have to win the predator roll each round too. It wouldn't just be every round guaranteed. It's like every round you win the predator roll, you become stronger.
Ooh. Yeah, that could work.
I mean, you would keep what you have. So if you fail the next one, you wouldn't lose everything. But man, that would get... Because if you started off, like you're already rolling 2d6, and then you're rolling 3d6, and then...
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it, like the first one, it doesn't do anything, just after the second one. Because you need to build up momentum.
I like it. But let's say at the same time, it's kind of hard. It's because combat in EZD6 is very fast. It's usually just a couple rounds. So,
I mean, if you get lucky, you at the end you have like 3, right? For the last, I mean, 2 boons, so 3 rolls at the end of combat. So that's still useful.
Let's see. But don't we have combat starts? No, I'm seeing he's far behind you. We have the battlefield specialist. So you could just have your raging squirrel barbarian who's gaining the momentum through combat, and then the battlefield specialist adds to him. He's just going in there.
Just like a little ball of rage.
Yeah. Maybe not boons for you, but your companions call it inspiring bravery. Well, that's kind of what the battlefield specialist was leaning into. It's like it could go to you, or you could give it to other people. Also, you're welcome, Swords and Stones. I'm not ignoring you. It looked neat. As a matter of fact, you should check your mentions in your YouTube dashboard because we mentioned you on Planar Crossroads. Well, it might be next week when the next video comes out. I always get lost because he records ahead of time. He doesn't do it at the last minute like I do. So he will have some episodes coming out where we mention Swords and Stone.
Maybe Killer Instinct. Whenever you finish a finishing blow, you confirm a crit for 1 less. And that can stack for the combat. So if you're really on a rampage, you can crit. Basically, if you do this 5 times, when you roll a 6, it's always a crit.
Boy, that could get beastly. That'd be fun, though. Yeah, that would be.
But cool. Again, it's all about building momentum, right? And if you're unlucky, or you just don't get anything,
or let's say, what would be a little safer math-wise? You could, if you start lowering your crit threshold, because you could be a class that already has, or I think there's an inclination you can pick that puts it at 5+. So if you lower that to 4, like,
shouldn't we have background music?
Yeah, I thought about that a minute ago. You can hit play if you want. There we go. Let me turn it up here in OBS. Actually, I thought about like 20 minutes into the stream, and I was like, well, we've made it this far. But anyway, would it be better to lower the threshold or
I just read the title of the stream. I had to call it in German.
Should we, instead of lowering the number and making that way easier to hit, what if we just start adding dice to the crit? Because normally when you crit, you just roll 1 more d6. So it's like, now you roll 2d6, now you roll 3d6 on a crit. So I think I like that. So What were we calling it? Fury of prey, feisty little fellows.
So just killer instinct.
Killer
right?
instinct. That's what it was. And you said instead of just each round, it's whenever you get the killing blow. Right.
Yes.
I need to start drinking. I don't feel creative right now. They can help.
It's okay. I can have ideas. I'm definitely not looking at Ishanekon sub-archetypes to see what we can turn into a predator role. The killer instinct feature is definitely not based on the killer sub-archetype.
Coincidence. Whenever you land a killing blow, your crits will roll with +1 d6. Yeah. Hey, it's Timothy. I know that guy.
Timothy. Timbo.
And there's Grimwood Games. What's up, man?
Hello. Is he calling me a nurse or you?
this thing when he jumps in chat, he's like, "Hello, nurse." I don't know what started that. Guess he decided to watch Roger Rabbit that day or something. Don't know.
Wait, isn't Hello Nurse the Animaniacs? Not... Hello
Yes.
Nurse.
Yeah. You're right. I'm thinking, was it Honey, I Shrunk the Kids had that little animated short of Roger Rabbit before the movie actually started, and like I'm really dating myself here. Roger Rabbit is in the hospital, and whatever that busty girl's name was, she was a nurse there, and I was thinking he said "Hello, nurse" at some point. Timothy is the coolest
it is
name.
a classic, right? So I don't need to.
Speaking of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, have you already bought Grounded 2?
Yes, I have actually played it for the first time yesterday. Some German content creator asked me if I wanted to play it with another stream. Originally, we wanted to stream it, but then we kind of decided to just do a chill round. And so far, I like the changes. Of course, it's early access, a bit unstable. The game kept crashing for one of the players. My game was fine, but okay, there was like one weird thing. I was hacking at this dandelion, and it dropped, and all the resources just evaporated. Poof! So and
I really enjoyed.
Dang, early access.
I really enjoyed the first Grounded, and I will get Grounded 2 when it's done, though. Like, and by done I mean not 1.0, but like 1.5 or 6.
Maybe we can play together then.
Maybe it might. I got a Wednesday night group I play with. That we went through Grounded, so I think they're probably going to want to do Grounded 2 as well. So, and that's already a full stack of 4.
Okay.
I do have a good short though. That was from us playing Grounded. Have you seen it?
Yes, you sent it to me.
Oh, did I? Okay, yeah. We're Fran.
I forgot what it was about. Like I have like this image still in.
Yeah, it was. We were wrapping up for the night, and we're all trying to activate the little bed to sleep for the night, and Fran came up to it and pushed the wrong button and just shot her weapon at the bed, destroyed it. And everybody, there's just this collective. This is good times. Imagine if each round the crit range increased by 1 crit on a 5 or 6, on a 2 or 4 or 5. But round 6 can no longer crit exhausted? That sounds like a bad thing. Or no, wait. 5 or 6 round 2, 4 or 6. Oh, I see what you're saying. You just get so into it. That's actually a good way to balance the crit being too easy. I wouldn't wait till 1, but like maybe by the time you got down to 3, it's like if you're not killing everything by that point, then it's time to take a break. That's not a bad idea. Can't stay, I was only on break. Shame on you. And Glenn's also got it down. All right, I'm gonna write down Glenn's idea though.
I got an idea. Attuned to the world. When you succeed on a predator roll 1d6 and subtract 2. For each positive value, you get a boon on every roll for the round, and if it's negative, you get a bane. So basically, you're in tune with the vibes of the world, and if they're good, you're really powerful. If they're bad, you're weak, and it's risk reward.
Hold that thought. Crits get easier each round, but by the time you reach crits on a 3+, you become exhausted. Alright, now what was that again?
Attuned to the world. When you succeed on the predator roll, you roll a d6 and subtract 2 from the result. For every value below 1, you get a boon on every roll for the rest of combat. If it's in a negative, you get a bane. So basically, you are in tune with the vibes of the world, and if they're good, you can become potentially very powerful. But if they're bad, you become weaker. So it's a risk reward. If you're really lucky, you can get up to 3 boons. If you're very unlucky, you can get up to 2 banes.
Interesting. I almost want to make an inclination out of that somehow.
That could also work.
I wouldn't do the -2 thing because it's not too much math, but like it doesn't match EZD6 math. So instead, you could do it's like just roll a d6. If it's even, it's this. If it's odd, it's that. Then it just becomes 50-50.
Or maybe, since it should be something at least on average positive. Okay, maybe you make the odd one more powerful than the negative one. But otherwise, you could be roll a d6. On 4 or 5 or 6, you get a positive. On 3, it's nothing. And on 1, 2, it's something negative.
Yeah, you can do that too. Yeah, but like I said, I'm tempted to do some kind of inclination with that. Like you could do the vibe check like you were talking about, but the first thing that comes to my mind is a gambler. It's like, hey, if you want to double your odds here, double or nothing, like before you do any action, roll this thing. But once you do that, you have to commit to it. So it's like, I want to climb this wall, but I'm going to use my gambler feature to try and make it easy. Oops, I didn't win the gamble. Now I have to climb this wall with the banes that I have just incurred. So then the GM's free to make your life terrible. First round of combat, the difference of the roll becomes extra attack. The difference of the roll become extra attacks. If you win, those attacks are yours. If you lose, the attacks are for you. Ooh. I think I see what you're saying, and if I don't, it gave me an idea anyway. That might become a bit much, though.
I've got another idea. Unpredictable critter. Pick 6 other what are they called? Predator roll success things.
Oh, what we're making?
Yeah.
Yeah, just predator abilities for now.
Pick 6 other predator abilities. Roll a d6 when you trigger unpredictable critter, and basically number those wounds and predator abilities, and you get the one that you roll. If you roll a 6, you can roll again, but and get basically trigger 2. But I would say it cannot trigger 3 times, or unless you want to maybe.
I like the random one. That's like the mystery meat sandwich.
Yes, exactly.
So that will work if we have a decent number. Well,
we already have more than 6 ideas, right?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, instead of having them pick 6, it would be nice if it's just roll a random predator ability. So if you had a nice number of them. That way they're not, okay, going through the list. It'd be a little faster. Unpredictable critter was a good one too. Unpredictable. I spelled it wrong. Oops. Unpredictable critter. Roll a random predator ability. Because when you're making your character, you pick one predator ability and you're stuck with that. So that would be very tempting. Just like, yeah, I get a random one every time. Now back to Twice Dead's idea here. Let's see if I can translate what I think's happening here. The difference of the roll becomes, so if I rolled, my highest roll was a 5 and theirs was a 3, the difference would be 2. So that's 2 extra attacks that one side gets to do. Or well, if you win, those attacks are yours. If you lose, those attacks are for your enemy. So the GM would, I like that. That's very cool. Let's see. Take the difference in predator rolls. That number is now extra attacks for whoever wins the predator. That's not how you spell wins. Wins the predator roll. That number is now extra attack. That's not counterattack though. I don't know what to call it. It has no name. There you go.
The nameless one.
Nameless ability.
Nature struggle.
Ooh. Look at you.
What did I do?
Wow, I was saying it's a good name. Like, look at you.
Okay.
Look at you go.
I understood. What did you do? And I just suggested something.
So there we go.
That's the forbidden words. You're not supposed to say them. You've doomed us all.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Obviously, we're not using all these. Some of these are dupes and some are thoughts. And then we were getting rid of this one. That's the wrong color.
I got another idea.
What's up?
Defiant. Strikes are the health in the system, right?
Yes.
Yeah. If you have less strikes than the enemy with the highest strikes, you get +2 to armor rating instead of +1. Like I saw you have a +1.
Yeah. How was it? If you have the lowest strikes in the party?
No. If you have less strikes than the enemy with the highest amount of strikes.
Ooh. Interesting.
I really like it flavor-wise.
Yeah. Odds are you're probably going to have less strikes anyway. Just because there's more of you and less enemies, right? So they have more. But what if... I was wondering if you could do, for every strike missing, plus whatever to your armor.
Yeah, usually you have 3, right? So
yeah, but so this is where I was like, okay, you got to be careful how you do it, because the badger gets an extra strike, and then you could pick an inclination for an extra strike, so you could have 5. So if you're missing 3
then you could be like, if you got less than 3, you get +1 to armor. If you have less than 2, you get +2 to armor.
That would be the way to go, because if you were missing 3 strikes and still had 2 to go, like, you would not be able to be hit. That's interesting. We might also do, if you're on your last strike, then your armor save is just really high.
Ooh, that I also like that one.
Yeah, let's do that.
Not a number, just brutally high.
Yeah.
I still don't know enough about the system to know what a balanced brutally high number would be.
This can be too angry to die. Too angry to die.
I like the name Defiant, but okay, too angry to die.
Okay, well, we'll put that up there. Defiant. When you are, you could have Defiant. When you're on your last strike, you get a bunch of armor save stuff. Too angry to die. When you're on your last strike, you get a bunch of attack stuff.
Yes, I like that one.
Okay. Let's do that. When you are on your last strike, what do we want to do? Just boons to the defense roll? The Invincible Badger. When you're on your last...
What was the question? I was looking at something else.
I was trying to think of what the buff would be. Is it just boons to the armor roll? Because normally when the enemy strikes at you, you do your armor save, which I believe is always 1d6, and then whatever your armor save value is. There are some shenanigans here and there where you can get an extra d6, but adding d6s to that roll does get significantly stronger. But I don't want to change the value directly, because if you were the like the shield bearer guy and you already have a real low armor save, if you lowered that even more, it'd be like...
Then get a boon to...
Yeah. When you're on last, add 1 boon to your armor save.
I need to read more of the rules to give more sage balancing advice.
Yeah. That's alright though. You're getting the right ideas. Too angry to die. You are on your last strike. Add 2 boons to your attacks. Just flailing. And that's again only if you win the predator roll, so I feel like they should get the armor save with the boon. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then we're going to cross this one out instead of just a flat boon cross that you gotta have a condition. So
maybe if you're fighting something that's bigger than you can jump on the enemy, so you're officially climbing it, and any attack that targets you and misses you hits the thing you're climbing.
Is that barbarian squirrel inspired?
No. Yes, definitely. Yeah, it was definitely inspired by that.
Ooh, can re-roll a failed armor save. That might... Well, it'd be kind of the... I'm trying to think if that'd be the same thing or not. If everybody's already rolling 1d6, then rolling 2d6 would be the same thing. But if you, for some reason you were somehow able to get a boon from another source, then you still failed to roll, then you could re-roll your 2d6. Let's do this. Add 1 boon to your armor save, or re-roll failed armor save, or reduce armor save value. We'll just options, something to look at. We like the condition, being on your last strike.
Does your system have like climbing on creature mechanics?
Not climbing a creature specifically, but there's climbing that you can do. I mean, roll d6, right? But we have the squirrel who gets a boon to climbing, so you could... I feel like that would fall under that. Just it's like, oh, you want to climb the snake, you want to climb the whatever it is you're attacking, yeah, just go for it. So since everybody's playing as animals with claws, it's just kind of assumed everybody can climb relatively well.
And I imagine that it is relatively common to fight enemies that are far larger than you are.
Yeah.
So maybe having some dedicated climbing rules. Something like while you're climbing something, any attack that misses you automatically targets the creature you're climbing, or something like that.
If you win the predator roll, and the enemy's larger than you can just automatically climb them. Like you don't even have to
Yes,
roll.
that's my suggestion for the Predator ability, and then have like a general climbing thing. Well, if you have a game where you're mostly fighting Titanic enemies, like you want to climb them, right?
Yeah. I mean, they won't always be like. I mean, technically, a snake is bigger than some of them, but it's long. They're snakes, but they will be fighting other creatures that are them, like basically bandit versions of themselves. The moss monsters now, those will be bigger.
Then maybe
Moss monster
are
killer.
there grabbing rules?
Yes, there are grapple rules. Let's see. I think
Then
it's
make
just
your
a contested thing.
Then make the Predator ability feature that you either climb or grab the enemy, depending on the size.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's just a contested roll. Excuse me.
Is that still from the Gen Con? Or-
Yes. I still have it.
Still a bit jealous, I have to admit, even though you got sick.
Yeah. Yeah, like
But,
the slippery inclination lets you get out of grapples, but where are the grapple rules? Often monsters will grab, envelop, or try to swallow adventurers. To escape, the hero rolls a contest against the monster. The GM rolls for the monster, and the highest roll wins the challenge. So basically the predator roll. So if a warrior rolls higher than the troll, he breaks free or avoids the grapple. Remember to use boons and banes on these checks. Remember that any check while grappled or restrained, besides breaking free, earns a bane. So, couldn't you just use that climbing a guy? Or couldn't you just use that by climbing a guy and having the worst attacker in the party targets you, auto hitting the enemy? Maybe. All right, we're gonna put down some thoughts here. Also, what were you saying about Gen Con before I started reading grapple rules?
that I'm still a little bit jealous. Not like toxic jealous of
Just
why
wanted to
him,
go.
why not me? But like, it looks awesome, and people. And I mean, okay, probably it would be a bit too crowded. And when you talked about your video about when you were in the exclusive event and you just stood there, I was thinking maybe that would also be me. I'm not the party guy.
Well,
And
the problem was like, it's definitely not my scene regardless. Like I just, bleh. But like, if it hadn't been so freakishly loud in there, yeah, I would have pushed myself to like, yeah, go talk to this person, say hello or whatever, you know, follow Peter around and make yourself known. But like there was just a couple passerbyers I tried to talk to. I could not hear what people were saying because it was just so loud. I was like, well, I'm not going to try and go, you know, approach Ginny D, Indiana the Rose, Matt Mercer, and all these people and be like, what? What'd you say? You know,
that does sound very annoying.
Yeah, I don't know
hate
how
loud
they were
places.
doing it. Like, I mean, Peter was hoarse the next day because he was having to yell so much to just be heard. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing all that. So, and with my luck, I would have got tired or felt dumb trying to say what all the time and just would have been like nodding my head. And then I would have nodded my head to something really stupid that I shouldn't have. So, I was like, let me just.
So you
go
approve
home.
of the extermination of this specific group, right?
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking Blaze's idea. Attacks that miss you hitting me. Yeah. Extra grapple benefits. Enemies trying to hit you while climbing an enemy themselves. Yeah, we're gonna have these on the board to consider.
I got another idea.
Uh-oh.
Maybe this one we could actually call Too Angry to Die. If you succeed your predator roll and you have during a round go to 0 strikes, it doesn't actually knock you out or kill you. You're like still in combat. So if you keep getting lucky with the predator dice, you actually don't die. And if you succeed on the last one of the combat, you get the 1 back. But fail even 1. Oh, sorry.
I like that idea, but that's a sandwich.
Oh,
Remember?
okay.
It's, I think, pretty sure it was. Let's see. Sammy's.
Sandwich.
That was... the mushroom melt. If you are brought to 0 strikes, you instantly jump back up with 1 strike returned. So.
But no, this is something different. You stay at 0 strikes.
Oh.
But it doesn't kill you. And if it's the final round, at the end you get like after combat, okay, you have 1 back. But if you fail the predator roll while you are at 0, it instantly knocks you out or kills you. I'm not sure what the rules are.
Bye, swords and stones. What if you did the the old video game thing where you go down and if you kill an enemy, you can pop back up within that certain time frame?
That could also work, but that's more like, okay, if you succeed on the predator roll and you take down an enemy, then if you succeed on predator roll and you go down and then you kill an enemy, then you like it's a lot of ifs.
Well, it's
In that case,
if you get brought to 0 when you win the predator roll, you have the rest of the combat to kill something instead of just all in that one round.
Okay, that could work.
But that means you would just be an invincible tank. I guess if something hit you again, you could go down, but then it's just like, okay, well then you just have 1 extra HP.
I prefer the version where you really have to succeed on a predator roll each and every round, and 1 fail means you're out.
Yeah, so what was that again?
So basically, if you succeed on a predator roll and you go down to 0 strikes in that round, it doesn't actually knock you out. But you have to succeed in the next round on the predator roll. And if you fail, you're instantly knocked out. If not, you can keep going. And if you, like, on the last round of combat, if you're still standing and you succeed on a predator roll, then you get the 1 you survived the combat. But if during combat, while you're at 0 strikes, at any moment you fail a predator roll, instant death.
But what happens if somebody hits you while you're at 0 HP?
You don't die.
Okay, so you're just invincible as long as you're winning the predator roll until combat's over, and then you...
Or you could just remove the guaranteed you get 1 strike back at end of combat if you succeed on the predator roll in the last round.
Unreliable.
I do understand correctly that the predator roll is rolled once per round, right? Or
Yeah, at the
how
end of
does it
every
work?
round you do it again.
Okay.
So, let's say...
I mean, okay, you could say something like, okay, you can get up to -3 strikes, and then you actually die. So that you're not literally invincible in a sense. Oh, he got thrown into lava, but I'm still alive!
If you are brought to 0 strikes, you keep on fighting so long as you keep winning the predator roll.
It's gonna get to die again.
If you fail the predator roll, you are dead.
Maybe you can call the other too angry to die Reaper's Call. In the sense of you're close to death, so you're taking on the aspects of death itself. And that's why you get 2 boons.
Come again?
Maybe the other too angry to die. Because now we have 2 too angry to die. You could call the Reaper's Call. So in the sense of you're close to death, and so you take over aspects of death.
Or mushroom might. Mushrooms like dead things.
Oh. The Mushroom Mancer is the necromancer in the game.
Ooh.
Just gave you an idea.
Mushroom Mancer.
I just like, instead of having a unholy magic you're just like another mouse, and you this dead enemy, take out a mushroom. Oh. You're mine now.
Yeah, buddy. Mushrooms are awesome. If you're brought to 0 strikes, you keep on fighting so long as you keep winning the predator roll. If you fail the predator roll, you are dead. Once combat ends, you pass out from exhaustion. Nah. Once combat ends, and if you're still at 0, you die. So you can finish the fight, but you're not doing anything after that.
So 0 strikes means you insta-death usually.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Depends on how your table's playing. Like you can say, oh, that's just knocked out. You know, if somebody survives the fight, then they can pick you back up or whatever. But yeah, 0 strikes, you're done. Out of commission. You could. I like the idea, and I don't like the idea because it kind of forces the hand of the table and how they're going to play. But you could say, like, give them this ability is like, yeah, when you hit 0, as long as you're winning the predator roll, you're pretty much invincible. But after combat ends, nothing is bringing you back. Like, not even the GM. Like, you are dead. Like, it's a high reward, high cost thing, but it also, the thing I don't like about it is it kind of forces the GM's hand and players. It's like even though there is something like that in Nuts, I think it's a little, it's just a little special item for suggestions I had in the back. It was the gambler's coin, and it's kind of what I was talking about earlier. You decide when you want to use it, and you have like a 50-50 chance to either, well, no matter what, it doubles the outcome of the roll, whatever it was you were trying to do. But it has a 50-50 chance whether it doubles it in a bad way or a good way. And the consequence there is if you die using the gambler's coin, nothing can bring you back. So, that's fun. I think we got a good bit to work with here. Because, like I said, we don't need a whole lot of these. Definitely don't need as many as we have Whisper Stones. These, as far as their potency and what they bring, you don't really like it, to be honest, Mage? Yeah, so that's like kind of forcing it can be kind of bitter. But anyway, these abilities are, as far as their impact and how they work, are very similar to, what's he call it, Dreadborn Hunters, I think, is the playset Scotty's working on that we got to play in. And when you make a character, you get to pick some kind of like special monster ability. But it was a small-ish list, like small to medium, but it's one of those things, like you just pick it once and that's with your character for a while, but can really shake up what they do. But you could get more than one ability in that one. As you would kill big monsters and stuff, you could take their abilities. It's a very cool setting. Or mechanic. So I
got
think...
another idea.
Uh-oh.
Pure manliness. When you succeed on a predator roll, you can decide to just rip apart your armor. Just basically just the pure muscle and get like a lot of boons on your attacks, but your armor stops working until the end of the round.
That's the berserker way. Let's see. I got it somewhere. I know what he's thinking of. Let me find it. I gotta scroll a million miles here. Oop, we're getting close. There it is. This is what he's thinking. Right there. That's the predator ability he wants.
Yeah. I was exactly thinking of that, and then just and
Heck yeah. That squirrel's so stupid looking, I love it.
where did you get the image anyway?
I'm gonna lose all my followers here. It's an AI picture. I just typed
I was
in.
afraid of that.
Yeah. I needed it for something. It was I typed in
The barbarian challenge. Get barbaric, right?
Yeah, I was like, give me a stupid image of a barbarian squirrel. Or something like that. I was very sassy with the AI, and it kicked out that one, and I was like, oh, dang it, I actually like it. So,
I mean, but if you ever publish a tabletop RPG like this one, you're gonna be using real art.
That's right.
So you support real artists, and that's what matters.
Hey, look. If somebody ever gets on to me like, you can't use AI, you're not supporting, I'm going to slap them because I spent so much money on real art at the convention. I'm going to roll up all the art I bought. Like, I don't want to hear it, bud. So, but no, actually, for nuts, we're gonna try Peter's wife, the little. You watch his videos, like the little chibi kind of characters in his videos he uses every now and then. His wife drew those. So I was like,
oh,
I feel like those would fit pretty darn good in nuts. So AI is so overblown from every side of the argument.
Like,
that is very true.
I just like the whole, if you choose AI for anything, you're the devil, and the others, AI is the future, kneel down, peasants.
I will say, though, and I don't know if this is because of the circles I cross, but, like, I barely see any of the AI as the future, and it's democratizing art arguments than I do the people screaming that it's killing people. It's like, seems very disproportionate, but, again, that might just be where I float through in my circles. So.
I mean, we are in the tabletop RPG circles, and those circles are very adjacent to the artsy circle. Okay, artsy is maybe the wrong word. To the artsy circle.
Fartsy.
Sorry, that was the wrong word. I mean no disrespect. I very much like the artist working on Ishanakun World Shapers. She's doing a great job. But yeah, there's a lot of overlap, and I mean the art circle is of course to a degree very understandable, anti-AI. Like the AI are so at least sort of stealing their work. So I do fully understand why they're so angry at it.
Glee says she's fartsy. She's artsy fartsy. Yeah, twice it. That's a good way of saying it. One side sees it as an abomination that is going to kill creativity, and the other side treats it like Jesus Christ himself came back in computer form. So, very true. Smelly cracking. But yeah, I mean, it's got its uses. It can do some neat things, and it can do some bad things. I find it interesting and entertaining how the younger generation is taking this, because I am old enough to have lived through a couple technological advancements of the world, and usually it's older generations that are very like anti whatever it is. Like, I remember when Photoshop became a thing. I wasn't there when CNCs were invented, but I still caught some of that, having worked in that industry. Like, it lingered around like so bad. And then CAD systems in general, like, I worked with some people who swore you still had to draw by hand, and that using the CAD software was cheating and all this other stuff. I was just like, okay, there's a reason.
Isn't there like a recording of an artist in ancient Greece complaining that the written world is rotting the brains of the youth? And in my day, you had to memorize everything.
Yeah. Though, let's be real. TikTok is rotting everybody's brain. We can all agree on
Like when you literally have the scientific proof, oh yeah, this is making you dumber. And that's the thing, right? Short video content and AI is proven to reduce cognitive abilities. This is why, my personal opinion, you gotta be very careful with AI. Use it sparingly, first of all, because it's also not good for the environment, right? And you gotta know what you're doing. Also, data safety wise, basically, whatever you write into the AI, you gotta be comfortable with writing it publicly on Twitter or something. Otherwise, because you never know how the data gets processed and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm not anti-AI. I'm saying you gotta be very careful with AI. So that's my stance.
You're a anti-stupid CEO. I think that's what most of us can say.
I mean, I think most of us are anti-stupid CEO.
Yeah, that's usually the problem with these things. But Glee's right. Jazza has and I mentioned it in one video, I think, but Jazza has a good nuanced video about AI from the perspective of an artist. It was a good watch. And then Twice Dead Mage, I got a cousin that isn't going to know a world without AI, and he doesn't know how to feel about it. Like, that is interesting. I am interested to see the studies that come out, like how, like, we're already seeing it, how reliant people are, and this is the not image side of it. Like, this is just the text, like you were talking about, Blaze, just using ChatGPT. It is amazing how reliant and how quickly people got reliant on that. Just like overnight, people got hooked on that. And I'm anxious to see the studies about that come out, about how that's degrading everybody.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I just noticed that Googling stuff is actually so much better for your brain than just looking stuff up, because you have to look at different sources and certain stuff, right?
It doesn't help that the search engines have gotten so bad. Like, okay, yeah, I can understand people going to the ChatGPT thing, because it's like, yeah, you know, you Google something, it's like, oh, I got to go through 2 or 3 pages of sponsored ads, or, you know, search
That's why
results.
I'm using Ecosia.
Yeah. But
it's not perfect, but
yeah, I was also gonna say, I grew up in this really sweet period of time. It was before Google, so I got to see when Google came around, you know, how much that changed. You know, I had to do the whole, well, you gotta go to the library and look things up, and then I got to see how convenient and easy Google was, and then, you know, Google now is more difficult than it used to be 15 years ago or whatever when it came out. Glee says, it's interesting from a job hunting point of view how many jobs are don't you dare use AI and others are we expect you to generate 10,000 assets a week. Yeah, she showed me that job just the other day. It was insane. ChatGPT saved my butt last semester. It helped me making summarizes. Yeah, I would say it has uses, but like anything, it gets abused, right?
Well, that's the thing, especially in education. Like, the point of education is that you're supposed to learn to handle the stuff yourself. If you're using AI in education, that's just like, why even bother?
That's the other thing that has surprised me. You know, I was talking about how surprising it was how quickly people latched onto this. Like, it's, at least over here, I don't know what it's like over there on your end of the world, but like, AI is just all up in the school systems. Like, it's replacing teachers. It's insane. Just how quickly that has happened. And then the teachers are using it to make their own curriculum, and of course it's riddled with errors. But
well, in German culture we are a bit slower on the technological side. It's usually more that Germany sees how everybody else tries the stuff out and then takes the best version of it. Basically, just let the others make their mistakes.
Yeah.
And just which has advantages and disadvantages. This does lead to Germany has a very strong industrial core, especially for a first world country. But yeah, we're lagging behind in all things software.
Glenn says, I've played with AI, but not really that impressed. I find the most utility for me with AI art as I'm not good at drawing and I don't have an art budget. Like, it's a GM's dream just spit out some stuff real quick for a game. Because let's be real, there's not a GM in the world who isn't sponsored by an entire company or something, hiring artists for a token they're going to use for 2 minutes. Like, that's just not a thing. You got to know how to use it. Aimless use of tech is its own worst enemy. Very, very true. I'm telling you, Twice Dead just spitting facts today. He's on fire.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. For streams, I often use AI art for tokens.
That's the safe
I
side.
don't have the budget to pay an artist to get me a token for every single stream I'm doing. But anything that's more permanent gets real human art. Isha Nakon World Chapters has around 200 images currently. So, and those are all human made by my artist, Moonlight Kingdom. That's not her real name. I'm not sure how comfortable she is with me using her real name.
That's right. I mean, that would be cool. So, technically, if when everybody plays offline, they just go to Pinterest or whatever and find the images that they think's cool and use it as their tokens. Can't really do that on stream because you could get in trouble. But it would, if there was an artist that was like, hey, I have a whole collection of monster art. If you want to use it in your tokens on your games, and just shout me out at the end or beginning and put a link, like, I'd be more than happy to do that. But
I'm actually doing that with my music. It's this YouTube music maker that I got to know in my Twitter days.
Twitter?
And they are okay with just, I credit them at the end, and then I can use their music for streams and videos and stuff.
Twice did said that's the
D20 music, Kate Jones or something? Yeah. I always just Google D20. Anyway, look at any of my streams. It usually is in the description.
Oh, Twice Dead's in the beer. Glee says I use it to help with copywriting and corporate planning because I'd rather spend my job hours on the creative. Exactly. Can you use ChatGPT for the corporate speak? Align your project goals and KPIs and all that garbage. I hate that. I don't miss it. Anyway.
In the future, I will probably have to, for my quote-unquote real job, I will have to use AI for programming. Currently, it's forbidden because of all the data security risk, and all the code we're working on is technically trademarked, and we cannot just go posting it. We're allowed to maybe take small snippets and ask ChatGPT, but no copy-pasting an entire Java class, stuff like that.
I've tried it, so I can do a little programming. I've tried using it a little bit. It's very random. Sometimes it'll be like, yeah, here it is, and then sometimes it just doesn't even get close.
To be fair, there is one of the Predator bosses on Moss and Stone.
What, AI machine?
Oh. Is it what's the name?
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
The cat? This is Noodle.
Noodle. Aww.
Yeah.
Noodle is adorable.
Because she just noodles.
It's surprising. If I have done that with my last cat, she would have flipped out. Aww. So adorable. Aww. I want to pet her. Did you see me?
She doesn't care.
Very cute cat.
Let's see. I use Gemini. Like its adaptive tone. Corporate speak is so robotic. ChatGPT passes undetected. You're not wrong. Oh.
I hate corporate speech. I'm the kind of guy who is just open and natural, and thankfully in software development, most people just run around with t-shirts and hoodies and stuff. So, but if I had to go and work with a suit every day,
yeah, I worked at it was the last real job I had. It was a big corporate office, and they took me and like a handful of other people and made this team that was basically, we have no idea where to put you guys, but you're so damn good at what you do, we can't let you go. So we were just this specialist group, but we all did something different. And they hired this dude off the street with 0 experience. Well, not even both. He had 0 experience in engineering, he had 0 experience in management, and he had 0 experience with the product that we were making. And they hired him to be our boss. He was fresh out of college. And
what?
He wasn't an idiot. Like, he was just so green at everything. Like, we had to train him, and he didn't know anything about what we were making. He didn't know any of our job functions, how to do any of them. And he did not have leadership experience either. So he was green in that regard. And, man, yeah. Boy, he was fun. He had all the corporate speak. And like the day we met him, we were at our little stand-up meeting, and they were like, hey, I called him Biff, because, Biff from Back to the Future was an idiot. So I called him Biff. They're like, this is Biff, and we all said our lows and highs, and he's like, yeah, guys, great to be here, and maybe we can get together after this meeting, we could talk about some pain points and go over your KPIs, and everybody was like, the hell's a KPI?
Yeah, my company is a part of a consultant company, and you definitely notice the difference in the kind of people that a consultant company hires than our software development company. And when you talk to them, they're just like, they're such normies. And I'm not necessarily mean normies. Like, often in the internet, normie is used in a very negative connotation. I don't mean it like that. I just normie in a neutral sense. But they're just so aggressively normie. What's your hobbies? Well, I go biking. And do you do anything interesting in your life? Nope. I guess I'm too much of a nerd to really understand that caliber of person.
Let's say Dwight did that working in the blueberry fields 9 to 5 under the scorching sun of the South. These guys were happier than in their old office. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I understand that office it's. I know I spend all my day in front of a computer anyway, but like it's so draining. It's nice to go outside. Like, I got me some woodworking tools some years ago before COVID hit and made woodworking so dang expensive, but that's my get out of the house thing. It's just go out in the shed, sweat, and cut some wood. But anyway, we've gotten way off topic, and I was gonna wrap it up anyway, and then we got to talking about AI. So the stream almost
Let's
went
offend everyone.
yeah. Watch my sub count drop. That's fine. But I think we're gonna call it there. I think we got a good. I think I have enough predator abilities to kind of shimmy around and work with and make something out of. And then after that, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna have to do some offline work and see what we'll be ready for next stream. Maybe some test encounters? I don't know. I'm gonna have to spend some time on it. But of course, I also got a video to edit and all that good stuff, and then also have a game to prep for in Nuts for the 30th. So be looking forward to that.
Yeah, by the way, this Sunday there will be an Ishanekon Arena stream with Nuts theme. I think we forgot to say that at the start of the stream. So Scrat is of course invited, special guest, and Nuts is technically a universal system, so it doesn't have a theme. So, of course, expect a lot of squirrel enemies. We still got room for players, by the way, if anyone wants to join in the stream.
Oh, do we?
Yeah.
I thought it was already full.
No, I mean, I got you, I've got Antonio, I think I got Gold, maybe Toonbolt. Up to 6 player can join, so...
That's right. You like those big, full, busy games. 3's my comfort
Okay,
zone.
no, I think like for me personally, the optimal number is 4 or 5. 6 is the maximum I've tolerated. At 7, once in my life I had 8 players in a game, and afterwards I was never again.
Yeah, that's too much. It doesn't like even if you can handle it, it just like I joined a game that had I think that many players or more. They were kind of cycling in and out who showed up each week, but like even though he was running it very well and managing everybody, it's like there's just so much sitting around waiting for your turn. Like it's too much, and no, not everybody gets to do something. Like when you come up to a special interaction outside of combat, and it's like, well, there's 3 other people that can do what I do. So yeah, it's
my official limit 6 players tops.
yeah.
5-4 is optimal. 3 is okay. 2.
I like
with
3.
With,
I can do 4, but I like 3.
okay, but fine. If you just want 3 players on the team, then no more room.
When I'm running something, I like having 3 because it's a good spot for me. 3 to 4, but that's a whole other topic. That can be a hot video. You know. Don't
By the
use
way,
as many
people
players.
Kraken, you can play as a Kraken if you like. If you want to join,
Oh,
each and every Warjammer is allowed to play pretty much everything.
that's right. That's right.
Nick has played in an arena where he played an octopus, for example.
It's pretty good.
Just saying.
It is an option. I'll tell her. I think she stepped outside to go check the water hose. We were filling up the pond because it's been so dry. Turtle's running out of water out there.
Poor turtle.
Yup. He's so poor. He just gets blueberries and bell peppers and turtle food and all kinds of stuff. He's so poor.
Blueberries. I love blueberries.
Oh yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna can it. So say bye, YouTube.
Bye.
There he goes. We're gonna hit in stream. Bye.